Dear friends, this is the last point of unit number 2. This is different than the what you have studied till now. So you have studied the EFP conversion, interconversion from ASTM, TBP and EFP. We have studied the phase diagram under vacuum as well as atmospheric and superatmospheric pressure. Now this is the third point, that is mid percent curve and yield curve. From the distillation column, whatever the crude oil you are going to distill it, in general we know that the products are gasoline, diesel, kerosene. How much yield percent you are going to get it from the ADU? How to calculate that one? Only with the help of the ASTM experiment what you have performed in the laboratory for the respective crude. In all the cases, whatever the problem we have solved, we required only the ASTM distillation data, very simple experiment. With the help of that one, we have drawn the phase diagram by converting to EFP. Now we are finding out yield percentage what you are going to get if you are going to operate this petroleum distillation column, atmospheric distillation column. How much percentage yield you are going to get it approximately, only with the help of the ASTM data available. So some theory I have mentioned here to understand before solving the problem how to find out the yield percentage. This is related to the feedstock. Second point I have covered, that is related to the product. Related to the feedstock, what information we required to note down that particular fractions or the cuts you are going to get from ADU. Physical properties of whole crude, such as API gravity, viscosity, pour point, sulfur content. Whole crude TBP and atmospheric EFP curve and plot of TBP EFP on the same chart. EFP at other pressure. However, in case of EFP, only 2 points, that is 0% and 100%, are of significance. Complete light end analysis through C8 to C9. Volumetric average boiling point by averaging of 20%, 40% and 80% on TBP curve. Weight percent versus volume percent from density conversion. Molecular weight of whole crude and its fraction. Mid boiling points versus molecular weight. It is desirable to divide whole crude into segments such as IBP, range 200 to 300 degrees centigrade and 300 to 400 degree Fahrenheit, and for each segment estimate on 100 barrel basis molecular weight and API gravities and tabulate barrel vapors, kg vapors, moles vapors for each segment. The respective charts are used. These charts maximum thing is the physical properties of the crude oil, what you are going to feed it. So these physical properties, we have solved one problem before solving the phase diagram. So we have referred the Nelson book. So you have to refer the chapter number 5 from the Nelson to identify the physical properties. Very simple charts are available to note down all the physical properties for the respective crude oil, from the characterization factor to API gravities. Then this is the product pattern. The number of fractions drawn from atmospheric unit as side draw are not necessarily the marketable products. In fact, in most of the cases, there are broad cuts from which commercial performance products like gasoline, kerosene, diesel oil, etc. are produced by other processes like rerun columns, reforming, cracking, hydroprocessing. These are all called secondary operations, secondary refining operation. What you are going to study, that is the primary refining operation. So this ADU and VDU, atmospheric distillation unit and vacuum distillation unit, it comes under primary refining operation. And these are all secondary refining operation, from where you are going to get the same products marketable, which are having the demand, that is gasoline, kerosene and diesel oils. However, for the sake of column calculations, we shall name them in terms of the familiar commercial cuts. Every refinery has flexibility in selecting the product pattern on the basis of crude oil characteristics. Market demand and refinery facilities available. Depending on the market, the refinery has to decide which fractions they have to obtain in the maximum quantity. Generally, not more than 6 fractions are drawn from an ADU, one at the bottom as a residue, and 4 to 5 as distillate and LPG. As stated above, before, every product except LPG and residue has a boiling range. As an example, the following product spectrum is given. We are not having the boiling points. Whatever the products you are going to get from the ADU, we called it as the cut, we called it as the fraction. So that comes under in the range of boiling range, not for the boiling point. So some boiling ranges are mentioned, which are important products which you are going to get it from the atmospheric distillation unit. So lighter products you are going to get butanes and lighter, that is C3 and C4. We called it, generally we use for LPG. Then light straight gasoline, light straight run gasoline having the range of 40 to 100 degrees centigrade. Naphtha heavy straight run gasoline, heavy means more than that one, and 110 to 200 degrees centigrade. You have to remember this temperature, very very important, as you are going to learn or working in the refineries, or every petrochemical student, they should have in mind that they have to remember all the boiling points before going for the design of any distillation column. So at the starting only you have to remember all the boiling points. I have asked you to prepare a notes as a part of assignment for these boiling points for the pure components and for the boiling ranges for the products or cuts. Light gas oil, diesel oil, that is 310 to 340 degrees centigrade. Atmospheric gas oil 350 to 450 degrees centigrade. Vacuum gas oil 460 to 550 degrees centigrade. Vacuum reduced crude, whatever the bottom it is remaining, that is called as the vacuum reduced crude, 550 degree centigrade or more than that one, that is available at the bottom of the ADU. So these are the boiling ranges mentioned. In general we are going to use it. So whenever you are going to report these boiling ranges, make another one column, extra column, where you can mention the reference number, from which book you have written this one, because reference to reference that particular boiling ranges are, in some percentage it varies, 1 or 2%. Now we are going to solve a problem to identify how much quantity of the fraction you are going to get, means petrol, diesel, kerosene, how much quantity you are going to get it, or whatever I mentioned earlier, boiling ranges. So for that the DPP experiment is performed from following, this is the problem, from following TBP distillation data for crude indicates a range of light naphtha, heavy naphtha, light distillate, heavy distillate, atmospheric gas oil. Means you are going to get the 5 products. You have to identify light naphtha how much quantity you are going to get, heavy naphtha how much quantity you are going to get as a yield percentage, light distillate, heavy distillate and atmospheric gas oil. So depending upon the data available, you are going to identify the yield percentage, find yields of all product. So the problem you have to understand initially, from following TBP distillation, TBP experiment is performed, data obtained for volume percent distill and temperature degree centigrade. For 5% distill, the temperature is 70 degrees centigrade. For 85% distill, the temperature is 481 degrees centigrade. We know that above 350 or 400 degrees centigrade, there is a cracking, but these temperatures we have identified by applying the vacuum and then corrected to the atmospheric one. So that's why in the crude oil you are having that 85% up to 85% you are distilled and the temperature obtained as 481. Because when you are going to study the atmospheric distillation, we say that we can operate the distillation column up to 350 or 400 degrees centigrade. Then the question comes in the mind, what about this above 400 degree temperature? These temperatures we have identified by applying the vacuum to the TBP, and these temperatures then we have corrected to atmospheric condition, and it is reported in the data. So this way the data is available. You have to identify the find yields of all products. Criteria for separation of above all products is as follows. Then the criteria is given, that is ASTM endpoint is given, ASTM 595 gap is given. Gap means every time it is positive, 90% temperature of that respective fraction minus 5% temperature of the respective fraction. That is called as the gap related to the ASTM. This experiment is performed by using the TBP. Then the data is available for product ASTM endpoint. Light naphtha it is 135, heavy naphtha 193, light distillate 293, heavy distillate 343, and AGO, atmospheric gas oil. That is the last point. Whatever the values you are going to get. Then ASTM 595 gap is given. Gap between light naphtha and heavy naphtha it is 15. Heavy naphtha to light distillate it is 20. Light distillate to heavy distillate it is 5. Heavy distillate to AGO it is 3. With the help of this data, it is possible to identify, to find out the yield of all the products. So this 595 gap is given. So we are having the ASTM endpoints are given. ASTM endpoints, just now we have seen in the last slide, ASTM endpoints are given. By using the chart 8 number, you can find out the TBP endpoint. This is a direct relation is given by using the charts. So ASTM endpoint, this is the given one. TBP endpoint you have find out by using the charts. So this is the chart available. This is the ASTM temperature against TBP temperature. Now the given is ASTM endpoints. So you are going to using the line of final boiling point, not initial boiling. ASTM 0% point is given, then you are going to use this initial boiling point line. So please remember this one. At the final boiling point, that is the end point is given, you are going to refer this particular line. With the help of this ASTM temperature, you are going to identify final boiling point, TBP temperature, TBP endpoint. So this way, ASTM endpoint against TBP endpoint, how much it is, so that you are going to identify. Initial means 0% and final means 100% boiling points. So this is for 100% boiling point. Then these parameters are required to plot the graph. This 595 gap is given for ASTM. We are going to identify TBP overlap because you are having the boiling ranges. So very easily the charts are available to find out the overlap. But that requires the information of 595 which is given in the problem. Light naphtha to heavy naphtha, on the first slide it is given 15 as a 595 gap. By using the chart, page number 27, you are going to get TBP overlap. I will explain in the next slide how you are going to get it from the chart. Similarly for heavy naphtha to light distillate to heavy distillate to AGO, by referring this 595 given data, we have find out TBP overlap. And with the help of this TBP overlap, we are going to identify initial boiling point of light naphtha and final boiling point of light naphtha, initial boiling point of heavy naphtha and final boiling point of light naphtha. On the TBP curve, you are going to locate it. And after locating this light naphtha, heavy naphtha up to AGO, you are going to get the yield percentage. Then how you are going to locate? This is a tricky method. We are going to take a overlap of that one, overlap and cut point. We are going to draw the TBP curve, and on the TBP curve, we are going to locate light naphtha initial boiling point, light naphtha 100% boiling point. So these calculations are given here. So this first calculation is for light naphtha to heavy naphtha. Now we have the information for the light naphtha to heavy naphtha, that is 595 gap, TBP overlap. So this TBP overlap, it is nothing but on the chart it is mentioned, TBP overlap is nothing but T100L minus T0H. T100L means TBP overlap of light naphtha to heavy naphtha. H is given for heavy naphtha, initial boiling point of heavy naphtha, and light naphtha 100L means for light naphtha, end point of light naphtha, end point of your light naphtha and initial boiling point of heavy naphtha, that is called as the overlap. How much is the overlap between these two products? Because boiling ranges are going to overlap it. Suppose for example, for gasoline it is 40 to 150. Second products are going to start from, suppose kerosene. Kerosene is going to start gasoline, then diesel. Diesel is suppose kerosene, if you consider gasoline after kerosene. Suppose 100 and 200. Second fraction start from 180 to 250. Then that particular 20 we consider as the overlap between two products. So this T100L means light naphtha endpoint. T0S means for the second product heavy naphtha, what is the initial boiling point. So the overlap definition, at the last I have mentioned the definition also. TBP overlap is equal to T100L endpoint of first fraction, and this is the starting point of next fraction. So this TBP overlap you have find out with the help of the chart. On the y-axis it is TBP overlap for heavy and light naphtha to heavy naphtha, that is 51 you have obtained. So with the help of this TBP overlap we are going to identify the initial boiling point and final boiling point of first product. End point of light naphtha, end point of light naphtha is equal to, it is given 142, that is T100L. This is given in the problem, we have find out in the last slide. End point of light naphtha we have find out. So this is T100L 142. So once you are knowing that T100L, you can very easily, TBP overlap is 51, very easily for the second fraction, what is the initial boiling point? So initial boiling point will be 91. IBP at heavy naphtha, IBP that is T0H, that is equal to T100L minus 51, that gives 91 degrees centigrade. Understand? This is for light naphtha to heavy naphtha, we have done this particular calculation. Similar procedure we are going to apply for heavy naphtha to light distillate, light distillate to heavy distillate to AGO. This is solved here. So this way you are going to, with the help of the TBP overlap, we are going to identify 100% L and T0H of the respective product. So this 164, 258, 320 were identified. Because these points are very important to find out the yield percentage. This is the chart given to find out the overlap. Just now I have told you TBP overlap is nothing but T100L minus T0H. We are not making any formula. These charts are available, given by the Watkins, available in the Van Winkle book. This Watkins is mentioned here. Watkins has given this particular. On the x-axis we are having ASTM temperature difference of 5 minus temperature difference of 95 for the respective fractions. So respective, suppose you are finding out for light naphtha to heavy naphtha. So we are going to refer light naphtha to heavy naphtha, this particular curve. Heavy naphtha to light distillate, same curve. Light distillate to heavy distillate, this another curve. Heavy distillate to AGO, this particular curve. And by referring this particular difference, ASTM difference, you can identify on the y-axis this TBP overlap that we have calculated in the earlier slide. So this way we have summarized this particular data. The products are light naphtha, heavy naphtha, light distillate, heavy distillate and atmospheric gas oil. IBP you have find out. This is the starting point, first product. So for the heavy naphtha 91, then the end point, that also it is known to you. TBP cut point is this IBP plus end point divided by 2, that gives the cut point. Cut point is very, very important to locate that particular yield percentage. Actually this cut point is only decide the how much percent of yield is there. So how we are going to refer this one? So in the chart it is mentioned how we are going to locate this one. I am going to explain this particular procedure. It is mentioned here, go horizontally from cut point on TBP curve and draw vertical line joining T0H 300L. So if you have not understand, read this particular thing and identify the yield percent volume. Means what it is mentioned here, first draw the TBP curve. TBP curve means TBP data is available. Then locate the cut point. Suppose the cut point is 116. Locate the cut point on that particular curve. Then draw the horizontal line. Draw the vertical line. Draw the vertical line passing through this cut point on the TBP curve. Then on this particular vertical line, locate this temperature. That is the end point. End point is 142 for light naphtha. Okay. So this way you are going to draw this particular cut points. It is mentioned in the next slide. So this plot you have to draw. On the y-axis you are having the temperature, that is the TBP temperature. Because this is given TBP curve, TBP plot you have to draw. On the TBP plot, how much percentage yield you are going to obtain it, that you are going to repeat it. There is no need to convert to EFP. We require evaporation temperature for the distillation data. Here we are identifying the yield percentage in the laboratory by sitting in the laboratory, performing only ASTBP experiment, before going for the refinery, how much percentage approximately you are going to get when your column is going to operate it. So that data you are going to get it in the laboratory. So that data you are going to get from this particular curve. Light naphtha, heavy naphtha, light distillate, heavy distillate, HGO. So first you have drawn the TBP curve, which the experiment you are performing in the laboratory. Then you have drawn the cut point. Cut point you are located on the TBP curve. First cut point 116.2. You have located this one. Then your first product is light naphtha. Light naphtha endpoint you are located on this particular horizontal vertical line. Then whatever the TBP curve is there, this TBP curve you have joined to this light naphtha heavy point. First product 100 point. 100 L we can consider first product. Okay. And on the same vertical line you are going to join initial boiling point of second fraction, that is heavy naphtha. Initial boiling point, that is 91. So 91 and 116 on the vertical line you are going to locate it. So this particular cut point gives you how much percentage of light naphtha is available from 0% to this one. So this is less than 20. So you are going to get maybe 18% will be light naphtha. So this way you identified the light naphtha, how much percentage is available, that is near about 18% light naphtha is available. With the help of on the cut point you are located for the first product 100% L, and for the initial second product, what is the initial boiling point, that is 91, you are located it. So this particular curve is for first product, that is light naphtha. Similarly you are going to locate second cut point, heavy naphtha cut point. On the same cut point you are going to locate 0L and 0H, 100L, 100L and 0H. So that way for heavy naphtha you have find out, light distillate you have find out, heavy distillate you have find out, and what remaining is there, that is atmospheric gas oil. So this way in the laboratory only, this particular information you are going to provide to the petroleum refinery, those who are going to operate this column, atmospheric distillation column in the refinery, for example BPCL, HPCL. So this data they are having the approximate values available with them if they are going to operate this particular column at the respective temperature what in the TBP obtained. So they know that they are having this much quantity light naphtha, 18% is available, heavy naphtha this much percent is available. So they know that how much percent of gasoline available, how much percentage of kerosene available, how much percentage of this one available if they are going to process this particular type of the feed. So that's why the physical properties are important to find out, to know the physical properties of the crude, what they are going to process it. So before operating the ADU in the refinery, in the lab only, the labor performing the TBP very easily, and by doing this simple calculation you can identify the yield percentage for the important products available, and that way the refinery works. In the next slide I have mentioned some terminologies which you are going to use in this particular unit number 2, some definitions. I have mentioned it here. You can read it very carefully. You have to understand the meaning of that one. That is, first I have mentioned initial boiling point. But when you are going to explain at the time of interview, it's very difficult to mention. If anybody asks you what is the initial boiling point, now you are going to define it. So very technically you have to mention that one. So this way you have to remember this definition. That is, initial boiling point is nothing but temperature at which the first drop of distillate falls from the condenser into the receiver in the standard distillation laboratory procedure. Final boiling point, also known as final point or end point. It is the maximum temperature indicated by the thermometer in the standard distillation laboratory procedure. Unnecessarily we are going to take the time when you are going to explain the final boiling point. So the interviewers, they are going to confuse. So that's why technically how you are going to answer these definitions. So that's why I have mentioned at the last. Mid boiling point. Usually it is a 50% distillation point because it is at the center on the standard distillation curve. Because in maximum charts we have used the 50% point to find out the other points less than 50% and more than 50% points. Average volumetric average boiling point. Average volumetric boiling point or volumetric average boiling point. This point is found out by taking of 3 or more points on true boiling point or angular. This is also called ASTM distillation curve. For example, VABP 10% plus 30% plus 50% plus 70% plus 90%, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here you have to mention the respective temperatures, 10% temperature, 30% temperature divided by the number of points, number of temperatures you have taken. That is volumetric average boiling point. Then a gap. We have mentioned that 595 gap. In the last problem, we have got that particular gap. Temperature difference between 5% point of a fraction, that is IBP. Generally, IBP is, we are going to consider the 5% point. And 95% point of a fraction lighter than the previous one or end point. Gap is always on positive side, means 90% temperature minus 5% temperature for the first fraction and last fraction, next fraction. Then an overlap. Overlap also you have somewhere you have used the chart of overlap. Negative temperature difference between IBP, that is 5% point of heavier production, and end point of lighter one. Then cut point. This cut point, or generally you consider as a fraction. This term is often used listed of fraction instead of fraction. It is usually a distillate or product meeting certain specifications such as IBP, endpoint, API gravity, viscosity. Then cut point, temperature that separates two adjacent products on distillate curve. On the TBP curve, we have located the cut point, and that cut point decides the location of the yield percentage. Side draw temperature. Temperature at which a certain fraction is drawn from side of a distillation column as a product. Spread or sensitivity. Temperature difference between cut point and side draw temperature. The spread should be as small as possible. Straight run product, also known as virgin product, pure product. It is a product of primary distillation, that is the product obtained by distillation of crude oil after heating and before any other operation or process is done on the crude oil. We directly are going to get the distillation column, that is the straight run product, you are going to get it. So this way these terminologies what we required to study this particular chapter I have mentioned here. Then you have to submit one assignment. This assignment is related to the solved problems given in the Van Winkle book. So you have to solve the problems and submit it on some of the link I am going to provide you. So the problems are from 3.1 to 3.8. All problems are solved problems. See the difficulties what you are going to face it. So that is given in the book written by Van Winkle. The name of the book is Distillation. Refer this particular book, solve it and submit it. So what difficulties you are going to face it, we will discuss it. So thank you very much.